Hello Divine Souls, welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to talk about how I lost 20 pounds with little effort. I have always had weight that kind of fluctuated, and in I think 2021 I was kind of at my smallest. In 2023 I gained weight and I didn't really realize until I kind of started to feel a little uncomfortable in my body. Also, I had stopped intermittent fasting, which is my holy grail. Intermittent fasting is something I have done since 2020, and it's been the only thing that's helped me kind of manage my weight. But even with that, I never got to my goal. However, this time around in my fitness journey and my weight loss journey, I've noticed a significant difference, and I've begun to see myself in a new light. And I was just looking at my progress pictures a couple weeks ago, and I realized wow, there is a difference, and I noticed a difference. I feel it, I can see it. Although right now I'm not at my goal weight yet, I feel really good, and I'm really proud of how far I've come. So in this video I want to share with you how I achieved that, and some tips for you if you are also on a weight loss or fat loss journey. In I think around September of 2023, I started to work out and go to the gym again after taking a year off going to the gym, and I lost weight steadily. I was 147 pounds when I first started at the gym, which was kind of the heaviest I had been since I was a teenager. I still feel like I looked great along the way, but one thing I do like about myself and my confidence is that I feel good kind of no matter what. I feel confident at any weight. However, I know what I want to look like, and that was not it. So I was 147 pounds, and as of today, I'm 126 pounds. That's what my in-body scan says. And of course, the fat loss and muscles and all that, just because you're a certain weight doesn't mean that it's all fat, because obviously you have muscles. I don't really have a weight goal. I have more of a aesthetic. I have more of a fat goal. I want to have a certain body fat percentage. But the biggest tip that I have, and I think that really helped me to start seeing progress after months of going to the gym and not knowing exactly what I was doing, was to change my relationship with food. I think it wasn't until February of this year that I started to actually see changes in the way I look, even after going to the gym for months. And one, I think it's because I really got serious on intermittent fasting again, and just getting back into a routine, being strict with myself. I start eating at this time, I stop eating at this time. Changing my relationship with food has really helped me, because I'm a big snacker, or I was a big snacker. Snacking out of boredom was probably my biggest problem. In order to stop doing that, I had to start thinking of food not only as a way for enjoyment, a means for enjoyment. I had to start thinking of food as fuel, nutritious fuel that's going to help me, or sludge that's going to harm me. Thinking in the moment of what this food is doing for me and its nutritional value is really what's important to me. But an affirmation that I love is, it is an honor to love and nourish my body. I got this affirmation from Alexis. I watch her on YouTube, but I know that people find her on TikTok. Anyway, I don't know what video she said it, but she had this affirmation. But this affirmation isn't just about food. For me, I think of it randomly. When I'm putting on lotion, when I'm just doing my hair, when I'm doing something for my body, for myself, I just think, it's such an honor to love and nourish my body. It is such an honor to have this body, to be able-bodied, to be able to just have a body that functions and works. I'm really grateful for that. So that's how I kind of think about food. And I've never been somebody who ate unhealthy food, or at least not since I was at least in middle school. I've always ate healthier. However, I've never been at my goal weight, because just because you eat something that's healthy doesn't mean that you're eating less calories than you're burning. Just because you're vegan doesn't mean that you're automatically going to be skinny. You still have to maintain your calories. However, I haven't counted calories during this process. At one point, I was kind of monitoring my food just so I can see how much I was eating, because things that you don't realize have a lot of calories, like rice. A little cup of rice can have a lot of calories. So it's just good to know like how much calories stuff have in general. To complete this tip, I think that you have to really decenter food. Instead of seeing food as like this thing that you just do, this thing that you just put into your mouth whenever you feel like it, decenter it from your mind. And to do that, it's best if you have like other hobbies that you like, that you're so passionate about that you don't even think about food. I know for me, when I'm editing a YouTube video, I can spend all day on it and I won't even eat, only because I'm so like absorbed in the video. I'm having fun. It's something I love to do. So I'm not thinking about food. And I'm not saying to, not eat and all that, but I'm saying to decenter food so that you're not eating all day, so that you're not consuming a bunch of food for no reason, which is making you gain weight. So there's other ways you can decenter food, but I think for me, the biggest thing was just thinking of food not as just this mindless thing I do, but being like super intentional about the food that I eat, and kind of training myself to start seeing food differently and like experiencing food differently. For example, now even when I start to snack a lot and I start to just eat, it doesn't feel good anymore. Like it used to not feel really bad to just keep on snacking, but now like it no longer feels good, and I don't want to do something that doesn't feel good. So like there's a point where if I'm snacking, I will stop myself, because I'm like, you know what, I don't feel like doing this anymore. It doesn't feel good. It's not pleasurable anymore. Snacking used to be something that was super pleasurable for me, and somehow I've trained my mind and my body for it to be like, I really don't even want to do that. I'd rather just drink water. Decentering food, thinking of it differently, is a huge tip if you're someone that's a snacker that just eats all day, because that is contributing to your weight gain. Another thing I can say is that when you have food intolerances and food allergies, I think it's even easier to decenter food and think about the effects of it more. For example, I am gluten intolerant, and I'm also kind of dairy intolerant. And I know this because my skin gets really inflamed when I eat gluten and dairy. So because of that, I don't eat gluten or dairy often or at all. And I periodically have dairy in small amounts, but I really try to stay away from it because I know how it's going to affect me. And even though I'll take supplements and stuff to kind of undo the damage and continue to like work on my gut health, I can clearly see what the food does to me. That like second of pleasure that I get from eating cheese is not as worth it when I think about the acne that I'm going to get and the weeks and months that it's going to take to heal that. That piece of buttery bread and crunchiness, that second of pleasure is not enough for me to eat it anymore, because I know how it's going to affect my skin. So when you have things that you physically like cannot eat because your body rejects it, it makes it a little bit easier not to eat certain foods. So if you don't have any intolerances or allergies to food, you can think of other ways that this food is going to negatively affect you for a reason not to eat it. Like if you are trying to cut out sugar or something, think about how that's going to affect you in the long run. Physically, I would say physically, because for me, it's about looks. Okay, so I know that it's going to physically make me look bad. It might make me feel bad, which is also another thing for me why I don't eat certain food. Like I literally get food hangovers. Like I ate some Buffalo Wild Wings a couple months ago, and it didn't even have any gluten or dairy. I think maybe I had some ranch that had a little bit of dairy, but I just ate some gluten-free fried chicken and some regular fries. No gluten or nothing. Yet when I eat fried food, it gives me like a food hangover. Like literally, I will feel so terrible afterwards, like lethargic, a headache, nauseous, and eventually like my body actually throws it up because it just doesn't react well to me. I don't know what that's about. But when I eat these unhealthy foods, it physically makes me sick. So I'm less likely to eat those foods because I know that my body is going to react negatively to that. If you could link bad food that you don't want to eat to an experience that you don't want to have, I think that's going to help you to lose weight. Tip 2, start eating high value foods that are low calorie. So by this I mean, I love rice. I eat rice every single week, multiple times. Like, I love rice. However, it is a high calorie food. So in the past, I would eat like a large bowl of rice with like a little bit of protein and like maybe a small portion of vegetables. Because something about me is that while I consider myself a healthy eater, I don't really like to eat vegetables unless it's like cooked like really well, like fried. Like, I do like broccoli. It's a little boring though, like without cheese or anything. I do like asparagus. I can eat asparagus, but just in general, I don't really like eating vegetables. However, I will juice a vegetable or a fruit before I'll eat it. So that's how I get my vegetables. Nowadays, I do eat salads a lot though. But for example, in the past, I might eat like a large bowl of rice with like a little bit of protein and vegetables. I got full because rice is very filling. It's also a lot of calories. So what I learned a few years ago and what I've been incorporating more recently is eating high value foods that make you full that are also low calorie. So if you want to substitute this, for example, substitute rice for potatoes. While potatoes are not like super low calorie, it's a significantly less amount of calories than rice. And potatoes are going to get you a lot more full than rice. Instead of eating a huge bowl of even potatoes, which is going to get you really full but might be higher calorie, eat a large bowl of, say, vegetables that are really cruciferous vegetables with lots of fiber that's going to get you full if you're into vegetables. And if you're not, maybe you can get into it. I would love to get into the vegetable thing. But like just substituting it. For example, I also have been really into salads recently. Like, I've never been a salad girl, but I'm really into salads now. Like, and I think it's because I learned how to dress them up how I like. So I'll show you some pictures, but I basically eat the same variation of salad every week, and I have for months now. Basically, my salads consist of roasted chickpeas, nothing on them, no oil, nothing. Sometimes just salt and pepper. Roasted chickpeas that I make in the air fryer. Cut red onions, a spring mix salad, usually a protein, is usually eggs, but sometimes chicken. In the summer, I've been liking like sweetness to it, so I'll add some peaches or apples. If I want to do like a Mediterranean salad, I'll add some olives. Then I'll make a vinegar-based vinaigrette or a lemon-based vinaigrette. The chickpeas are like my little crunchy texture that I get, that you might get for like a crouton. I have my protein, I have the sweetness to it for kind of like the balance, which is like my fruit, like a peach or something, or I'll add even honey to the vinaigrette. I don't do that all the time. I don't have anything to replace the cheese or dairy that most people eat. I'm fine without it. I have this really large bowl that I use to make my salads, and I love it. I bought it from like TJ Maxx. So just this large bowl. It came with 2 spoons. I lost one of them. The bowl is pretty big, and I fill the whole bowl with salad first, because salad is basically like free calories. You can eat as much as you want, and if you eat a lot, you're going to get pretty full out that. But also, I have other things in that salad that's keeping me full. Like, I have a protein, chickpea, a little bit of protein, but the chickpeas are also a carb. Since the salad is kind of like free calories, you can afford like 3 tablespoons of olive oil at like 300 calories, because the salad is like, pretty low calorie. Or you can do like 1 to 2 tablespoons. It depends on like what you're looking for. Like I said, I don't track macros or calories. I kind of eat intuitively, and it's been working for me combined with intermittent fasting. Another tip is to stop snacking on high carb things that don't actually satiate you, and start treating snacks as mini meals. So something that I do is I portion my food and put it in a bowl and stuff, so I don't just, eat the whole thing. But honestly, it doesn't take much for me to just go back and refill the bowl again. And there have been days where I've eaten a whole bag of family-sized popcorn. Instead of doing that or eating something else, just like a bunch of carbs, like I eat these dried corn. These dried corns, it's called Love Corn. It's a brand. It's like corn nuts, but it's healthier. I love those things so much, but they don't satiate me. So I've begun to eat things that are more filling, like a protein or a fat, because after that I'm going to get full, and when I'm full, I don't feel like snacking. So first, if you can eat a little meal instead of snacking, do that, because you're not going to snack afterwards. When you just snack, at least for me, it makes you want to snack more, and I actually think that there is some scientific evidence for this. I know that when you snack on things, it usually increases your insulin, and it like raises your hunger hormones. So basically when you snack it like triggers your body to want to snack more. So like I'm really careful on snacking on carbs now, because I know that when I eat something high in carbs, I'll never feel full until I eat like a protein or a fat. And with that being said, if you have a craving for something, just eat it. Because if you try not to eat it, you're going to end up eating it anyway. So just eat it. Like if I'm craving chocolate, I'm just going to eat the chocolate. You don't eat it, so you eat something else. And you eat something else. And you eat something else. And then finally you go back and eat the chocolate and you feel bad. Just eat the chocolate. But if you can make more satiating snacks that are like mini meals, do that. Like if you have like dinner that you have leftovers, instead of eating snacks throughout the day when you're hungry, just eat some of your dinner. Just like eat your dinner early. But I don't know, just start eating small meals that are also low in calorie, or just not like super carbohydrate filled or anything, instead of snacks, because you'll start snacking less. My last tip is to know your end goal and like create a plan for it. So for me, I have a vision board and I have a picture of the body that I want on my vision board. I look at it every single day and it helps me to stick to my goals. Because when I look at it, it's like a motivation for me. Don't do something that makes you feel bad. Like if looking at a vision board like makes you feel bad about yourself, I wouldn't do that. Because you don't want to like feel, you can't like, make yourself feel bad in order to feel better. Like I know for me, looking at the body that I want makes me feel good, because it's like motivation for me to keep working on what I'm doing. Once you have like the aesthetic, the body type, the weight type that you want, work out and plan your lifestyle around that. I know for me, when I started to go to the gym and like really take it more seriously, I didn't really know what I wanted to look like. I just knew I wanted to lose weight. As I started to look at my vision board, I started to think about like what workouts that I can do to reach this body type, and it wasn't what I thought. So like if you're going to the gym just lifting weights, doing squats, maybe using like the squat rack and those heavy machines, think about if that's going to get you to your goals. I think when you start going to the gym, you do like basic workouts, but you have to have a plan for what you want. So like if you want a Pilates body, you're going to do Pilates. If you want a yoga type body, you're going to do yoga. If you want to be looking like a muscle mommy, you're going to do muscle mommy exercises. I'm more into the Pilates type body. However, I already pay a lot for my gym membership, so I don't want to spend also another $200 a month plus for a Pilates membership on top of that right now. So I don't do Pilates, but I do workouts that are more for toning my body rather than making me like super muscular and bulky, because I aim to look more model-esque than like muscle mommy. Like, how some people work out and they want to look BBL type, super huge thighs, super big butt, and I don't know, just like, kind of like the BBL aesthetic. I don't want to do that. I want to go for like 90s supermodel aesthetic. Even though I'm not that tall, I still want to have more of like a model-esque body. So I kind of know what I want, and I'm doing workouts according to that. I'm not going super hard at the gym. I know my current body type. I know how I usually gain muscle and gain fat. So therefore, I know kind of my limits. So you have to know yours and do what's right for your body, because what somebody else does for their workout routine is different than what you're going to do, because they don't have the same goals as you. For example, if you're following somebody who wants to look like a muscle mommy on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and you're doing their workouts, but you don't want to look like a muscle mommy, you want to look like a Pilates princess, you need to start doing muscle mommy workouts and do Pilates princess workouts. Okay, so like know what you want, look at your vision board, and do things that are going to get you that result. Okay, so I just want to show the progress. So I just did my in-body scan, and I'm down to 25% body fat. Side angle, we got a little some. It's giving Pilates princess. It's giving who is she? It's giving double take. It's giving, gosh, like, why did I ghost her? It's giving, you can't get a call back from me. Period. Oh yeah, we're gonna show the waist too. Yeah. Lastly, make healthy habits a part of your lifestyle. It's not something that you're going to just do and then stop doing. This has to be something that you can maintain for a long time. So if you know that you can't work out for 2 hours a day, don't start doing that. Find other ways to get your workout in. But like, these things have to be a part of your lifestyle. This is how identity shifting plays into it. Like, you have to start becoming the person who has these healthy habits. When I'm thinking of like food and how my relationship with food has changed into something, in my opinion, a bit more healthier, looking at food more as fuel than as just something I do just for fun. And honestly, it's like a respecting, like, I want to respect my body, and by stuffing food into it when I'm really not hungry, I feel like it's not really respecting my body. So I'm trying to be more mindful of my body and do the things that it needs. And when I have little thoughts like, oh, this eating that doesn't feel good or won't feel good to me, I feel like that's identity shifting into somebody that has healthy habits. Because the old me wouldn't have thought that. This new me, at where I'm going to and the direction I'm going to, has those kind of thoughts, because the person that I want to become is already thinking those things. So as you transition into somebody that looks like, you know, your ideal body, you're going to have to transition your mindset and your thoughts and your habits into that person as well. So I think that's very important, and something you have to keep in mind when you're like on a weight loss journey. How can you become that person who thinks like the person who has your ideal body? Because like, you're not gonna have fat thoughts and be skinny. You have to like become a person who has skinny thoughts. Okay, skinny thoughts. Have skinny thoughts. Also, like affirmations and stuff, that's like really important to start seeing yourself as this person. Like, although the body type that I have is probably mostly due to genetics, I feel like affirmations have helped me so much, because since for the longest time I just joked like, oh, I have such a tiny little waist, like, and I do this in my head, like when I think and when I look at myself, I just like, oh my god, my waist is just so tiny, literally, like I just have the tiniest little waist. Like, I say this to myself all the time, jokingly, and I've been doing this for years now, and I do feel like in the last couple years, in the last few years, my waist has gotten even smaller, and it stays small because of just like this little mindset. Of course, you know, I'm not trying to act like it's not genetics, because I have always kind of had the same body type since I was like younger. However, I feel like affirmations help you to like just become somebody and like see yourself that way, because how we see ourselves is really important to how we manifest in reality, like how other people see us. If you see yourself as someone who is skinny and fit, you want to become somebody that's skinny and fit. So just be mindful of like the things you're saying to yourself, the affirmations, the declarations that you're saying. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and I do want to make more videos on this topic. And I am going to probably share more updates about my fat loss journey, because I don't have a specific weight goal, but I do have a specific fat goal. And just more about, you know, that part of my life and my journey. So if you have any questions, comment down below what you think, or if you are on your own weight loss journey, tips that have helped you, little mindset shifts, foods that you're eating. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.